Took two COVID tests. Both were negative, so definitely what I have is not COVID. I think it's just a classic head cold. So fortunately, I had to work like 2 days while having like the worst of it. So
Oh man, you didn't like want to call out sick or anything?
no, because most of my staff already did like inventory, so I didn't want to leave them hanging by like calling in sick. Plus, I need money. I like money.
No, for real. Money do be doing some things to
Money
me.
do be talking. It really do. It really
Money do
do.
be talking.
Yeah.
So we haven't done this for like 3 weeks. Have Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I assume we're recording. I assume we're live.
We are indeed recording. Yes. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm not just speaking beforehand. Um, no, so I hope everyone had a good and safe holiday, whatever it is you celebrate. If it be multiple things, I don't know how you do it, but good job. Um, what did it? Oh God! So when was the last time we did this? It was like the 20. Was it the night before I drove? I drove up
I
or drove down. I mean,
think it was actually. Yeah, it was the night
it was like
before you
just
did
before
that.
Christmas.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so we spent
the
that
podcast
Christmas
before
weekend
Christmas.
together. The podcast before Christmas. Twas the podcast before. Twas the pod before Christmas, and the boys were drunk. No, I don't think I was drunk.
It was 12
Uh,
a.m. and we were getting really crunk.
Speaking of drinking, I want to show off a little Christmas gift here. I'm not drinking. I'm doing dry January. So this is non-alcoholic Heineken.
Okay.
Which if you're gonna buy that, viewers and Eric, I do recommend buying the bottles. The cans aren't as good. Um, But I got this boot
Oh.
for Christmas from one of Kate's uncles. It's a cowboy boot glass with a handle and stuff. Cheers to that.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh my God! You have your own Bootstein. Yes.
I have a boot stein now, which is sick. So among the two other steins I have, I know three steins. I got a stein from your work.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that Oktoberfest stein. That was sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've got now four steins, which is great. Got lots of other beer glasses, so chilling. Anyway,
Das ist
so
gut. Das ist gut.
Das ist good. Well, it's a cowboy boot, so that's all good, partner.
Hell yeah, brother.
So let's see. So we spent the weekend together. I came down that Friday. We went out to Ramblin' Spirits.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, so we had Ramblin' Spirits. It's a local spot in Slow. Go check it out if you can. They do a chicken.
Beer can chicken. Yeah.
They do a beer can chicken, so they shove an open beer can into the chicken's kind of like crevice, right? So like the open part of it, and then they just let that slow cook, right? Is that the point?
Exactly. Yeah. They let that cook with the actual beer can inside, so that way when it evaporates, it seals in the flavor from the beer into the chicken.
That's kind of nuts. But it tasted really good. It was really juicy. It was very well done.
Some people just like to cut the middleman out and just have like their choice meats on the grill top, and then just pour the beer on top. So
I should do that. I might do that for 4th of July. Maybe I'll like grill this year.
definitely be careful though. Get like a low alcohol beer or something because you don't want to start a fire.
Oh well, no, absolutely, yeah, because the alcohol will ignite with the fire. Yeah, totally.
And definitely do your research before doing that, just to make sure you really don't start some shit.
For real.
Yeah.
I'll do that. So, let's see. Then that Saturday we went to Avila Beach. We hung out there.
Yes, we did.
That was cool. That Sunday was Christmas. Oh, we went to a really nice dinner that night in Pismo. It was an oyster bar, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, the Oyster Loft is what it's called.
Oyster Loft. So it's like right there by the beach. It's really cool. Just on the end of the little shopping center they have there at Pismo.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you were to sit at the window seating of this restaurant, you would actually have a perfect view of the ocean in Pismo Beach. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I always love going to the beach. We did a beach day, New Year's Day. Kate and I. I'll get to that eventually. So that was really good. I had it was a strawberry something cocktail. I can't remember what it was. I had.
Yeah.
That was and I had scallops. With like some corn and some other stuff, which was nice.
Oh, you had the Strawberry Samurai. That's what it was called. That's the cocktail.
Strawberry Samurai. Thank you. I was trying to remember that part of the name. It was a lovely little drink, very sweet. I think it was vodka based.
Yeah.
Um,
I had the Last Blossom, I think. It was like a play on the last word. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Last word.
Yeah.
I think I had a sip of that one. It tasted really good.
Yeah.
And then that Sunday was Christmas Eve, so we were all just hanging out. We were doing the traditional Swedish thing. We had Swedish dinner. I brought down a ham because there's a shop up here that does Swedish ham, so I had to pre-order that chip for like 110 bucks is what it cost, which is, I mean, I guess I don't really know the price of holiday ham, so I don't have a frame of reference.
It is a custom order, so there is that too.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably part of it. And then yeah, and then so we watched Elf that night, right? We watched it on Christmas Eve, I think.
We did, yeah, because Elf is a fucking classic. It's one of my top favorite Christmas movies.
I think I recently rewatched, like during that whole Christmas season, you get into the Christmas spirit. I was listening to nothing but Christmas music on top of my albums, which I made my 1,000 albums, by the way.
Yeah.
Which can't believe I did that. So anyway,
that's incredible. Did you just barely make it?
No, actually, no. I made it like a few days ahead. I finished on the 27th.
That's wicked.
So I had like 4 days to spare.
That's wicked.
Which was sweet. So anyway, another great Christmas movie that I'd rewatched, which I forgot how good it is The Polar Express. Is actually like a really well done movie.
Yeah.
It's a little Canny Valley because they're using a lot of motion capture.
Yeah, especially motion capture from that long ago too, because I think the movie is more than 10 years old.
Well, it was from 2005, so it's now almost. Oh, dude! Oh my God! It's 2024 now. Next year it'll be fucking 20 years old.
Oh damn! I can fuck it, but I can't buy it a drink. God damn it!
Yeah, you can fuck the Polar Express legally.
Just fucking lay the Blu-ray disc on the tabletop, just be like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank God we made it past the minute mark on that one. Fuck, guys.
This is why we need to keep physical media so we can come on it. So
I mean, yeah.
Well, Best Buy is getting rid of physical media. They're getting rid of all the Blu-ray discs and stuff, which is really annoying.
Dude, if I impregnate a Blu-ray disc, I'm just gonna come out with a kid that's like a VHS tape.
That'll be the next generation. So it'll be something better than Blu-ray. Maybe it'll be a 4K disc kid or something.
It'll be a 4K disc kid. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so jumping back to another great Christmas movie that I saw with Kate and her family and stuff was Arthur Christmas, which actually really surprised me. I didn't really expect much of it, but it was a really cute movie.
It's the animated film, right?
It's the animated one, so it's about this family of Santa Clauses. I guess that's how it works, because there's a Santa Claus for each generation or whatever, and there's a dipshit son Arthur who's not very good at anything. He just reads the letters from the kids and stuff, and the plot centers around they forgot, out of the millions and hundreds of millions of kids who get presents every year, they forgot one kid. They fucked up the process and forgot to give her a bike, and so he's spending the whole movie trying to deliver it. His older brother, and his dad, Santa Claus, are fuck it, whatever. It's a great movie. It's really feel good. It's really interesting. It's nice. Cute. Definitely recommended for the next Christmas season. So,
although I gotta say, an absolute classic Christmas film. I'm sorry that I didn't mention this earlier, but Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. That's always a fucking classic.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. On Cartoon, every year on Cartoon Network. I love that movie.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking good. Seeing its fucking 10-year-old take his cousin to court, it's amazing.
We was sick. Oh yeah, it does have a.
Yeah.
I need to watch that next Christmas.
I guess I should have warned spoilers ahead, but I mean, if you haven't seen Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer, what the actual fuck are you doing with your lives? Go on and fucking see it.
Yeah, I mean, it must be streaming somewhere.
Yeah, I think everyone knows the fucking plot twist too. It's a good fucking movie.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And they the aunties in that movie. When I was a kid, I thought they were hella bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
They were hella bad. They're also evil, but they're hella bad.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh yeah, so we watch Elf every year. That's our family Christmas movie. I love Elf. I think it's great. It always it took me I think it was a year or two ago. I finally figured out that at the end of the movie, spoilers if you haven't seen Elf, like again, what the fuck are you doing? But
Exactly.
in the movie, he names his daughter Susie after his mom, and I was like, oh my god, it's like that's
Yeah,
it's
because the premise of the
yeah, what happened was like she was pregnant, gave him up for adoption, shortly passed away after that, never told the dad that like she had the kid.
right. That's the
So
plot.
he never
Yeah,
even knew he
yeah,
had a son. So it's like then they reconnect, and the dad's on the naughty list, so like he's gotta help redeem him, and he does, and it's great. He's amazing.
yeah.
Um,
But then at the end of the movie, he names his kid after his mom, which is fucking adorable. Like, god damn it,
he bags Zoe Deschanel. That's a dub.
that is a dub.
So blonde Zoe, though, I prefer her as a brunette. Zoe always plays the quirky character. I mean, I just know her mostly from New Girl a lot, so which is a great show. I'm almost done with season one. That's very funny. Anyway, so then Christmas Day, we were like opening gifts and stuff, which was super nice. You got me a motherfucking sword.
I did.
Uh,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was crazy. Um, I've been showing it to all my friends and shit. And then
What are the bandmates
like
been saying about it, man?
well, Jack came over. Today's Thursday. He came over Tuesday night. And I showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh, that's sick." And then showed Kate last night. I haven't shown the rest of the band yet, but I told them about it, which is they were like, "Oh my god, that's crazy."
How did fucking Kate react to the sword? I'm kind of curious.
She was like, "Yo, is it like sharpened?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like it really." And I tested it; it really works. I was like
Yeah.
I cut paper towel with it.
I mean, the classic
So
trick is like you rub the blade against your like fingernail that way, and then if it takes a
uh,
few like bits off, then yeah, like it's real sharp.
oh, interesting. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Um, Yeah, so that was cool. I got a distortion pedal, which I actually honestly have not tried yet. I just haven't had the opportunity. I've been busy since I got back, and then New Year's happened, so I had to prepare for that. And New Year's was sick. I'll get to
Yeah.
that eventually. Um, so then Christmas, and then we went out to an all-you-can-eat buffet, and okay, so someone miscommunicated it to me, like the time. Someone said, I think Dad said that like the reservation was at 4:45. So I was like, okay, 2 in the afternoon. I'm like gonna have a light snack, a little like a couple little tiny sandwiches, ham and Swiss, um, or ham and Gruyere, I think it was, um, and like to eat those real quick just to make sure I last until dinner. And then they're like, no, it's at 3:45. So I'm like, my stomach wasn't fully prepared to do an all-you-can-eat buffet, so I didn't eat as much as I would have liked to. But I had I think almost everything that was available. They had like the pizza. They had, no the first round I got the Brussels sprouts, some salad. Try to be a little healthy here. I got what else did they have?
They had salmon, filet mignon, bread as far as the eye can see.
I had the potatoes. That's what I had in
Oh
the first
yeah.
round.
Oh,
I
the
got
mac
the
and
flaming
cheese. The mac and cheese was not good for me, but
the
damn, was
mac
it
and
good for my soul?
cheese with the breadcrumbs. Yeah, it is good for the soul.
Yeah.
That was sick. Let's see. The second round, I got the pizza, and it was the BLT pizza. They do specialty.
Yeah.
And then I got the filet mignon, and then I got the stuffing and another slice of pizza at the end. So I did again. I participated in. I had all I could eat, so that was all I could eat.
Yeah.
I had a really good. So the first cocktail was fantastic. I had a variation of a White Russian called a ginger snap, and so it was like vodka, Kahlua, um, I think like a ginger snap Bailey's or something, or some other form of Bailey's, and to act as the cream, um, and then it had like ginger snap and cookie crumbs for the rim, which was really cool and really sweet,
Ooh.
like a good dessert drink, very flavorful. So that was nice. And then the second round of drink I had was the toasty by the fire that had like the vodka and like a chocolate liqueur and
Yeah.
uh, I think I can't remember what the other stuff is, but it had a toasted marshmallow for garnish, which was like pretty sweet. Um, and then that next day, you and I both drove up separately, of course, because you had to drive back down. So we had
Exactly.
breakfast that morning at oh we went to somewhere McClint no, not McClintock's. It was some other restaurant we went to for breakfast. I
Yeah.
had a breakfast burrito, which was sick. And then so I drove up, and then that night I went out with Revel and Jack. We met up at a cocktail bar in Sunnyvale.
Nice.
Uh, I had a few beers. Then we went out for, I think it was In and Out. We got In and Out. That's right. And we were debating that or Jack in the Box. In and Out was still open at that point, so we went for it. And then
Yeah, honestly, better for you by comparison. So yeah.
yeah, and better tasting and just better quality. So
Yeah.
on that Wednesday, see, you had D&D all day. I mean, you
Yes.
literally like all day. It was from like
I
11 a.m. to like 11 p.m. It was crazy.
we played literally D&D, or actually, yeah, you
Played all
came
day.
in later,
I
right?
came after work. I had to go right back to work on the 27th, which I had a busy week that week. I had like
Yeah, you played
six
about an
sessions.
average normal game, like about like 4-5 hours, right?
Average game for me these days is I play like 8 hours.
8 hours,
So
okay,
5 hours
yeah.
was a short game.
This was the
But I jumped
longest.
in.
This is the longest I ever played. I literally played for like 12 hours straight.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
long time. And,
12
like
fucking hours.
I was like looking at the clock like in the evening. I was like, "Have you guys been here since like 11 a.m.?"
Yeah.
It was reaching up to 11 p.m. Is nuts, but it was fun. It was good times. We didn't even get to beat. It was Krampus we were fighting, right, or looking to fight. How many encounters did you guys have? Well, I guess they're all high level encounters, so they take a long time.
Oh yeah, no, that like once you get high enough in level, like encounters have to like just be a little bit above your level so that way there's actually a challenge, you know. Not enough to kill you outright, but enough to seriously like, slow you down.
Yeah, and they've also all got when you get to even when you get to your level, all the mobs have like high HP, so
Hmm.
it takes a while to whittle them down
Yeah.
because your attacks don't do so much, especially if you're a bard like me in that campaign. But
Yeah.
no, that was a good time. Did that, and then you drove back down that Thursday, right?
I did, yeah, and then I played another session as soon as I got home. So yeah.
That's right. Good to play another game of D&D.
Yeah, thankfully it
A
was
lot
a
of D.
one-shot campaign, so like I didn't have to like remember too much about what was going on in like the previous session, so because it was a completely different story. So yeah,
I'll be starting a new campaign,
yeah,
run by my friend's dad, either this month or next. We're coordinating over email about dates.
yeah,
I told them they can start whenever. I gotta make my character
yeah.
speak. I might dedicate. Maybe I'll dedicate. I'll figure out when I can. I've got a busy social life. Let me silence my phone. My apologies.
Yeah.
So,
Thank God I don't
um,
have a super busy social life. Otherwise, I'd be like completely drained all the time. My social battery would be on empty.
it can be taxing. I enjoy it. I like keeping active. I like keeping busy.
Yeah,
And my girl, we both well, she likes just hanging out at home mostly. So like it's when
yeah,
I'm hanging out with her, it's kind of a break, and I get to just be at home and chill. And like I mean, like Tuesday night was chill because like me and Jack just kind of since we're both not drinking, there's no point going out to a bar and spending $6 on a beer that doesn't even get you fucked up. So
Oh,
like
Jack is joining you
you
on
know.
that one. So July, January.
Yeah, kind like
Yeah,
he's talking about he's gonna try to go as long as he can. I'm doing the whole month myself, and I mean it's only day 4, but like it's not particularly hard, but it could be hard for
yeah.
some, right? It could be challenging.
Well, I imagine
Maybe if
like
you
the
got
first couple days you get like sugar cravings or like carb cravings. I imagine.
not really. So I mean, I've got the non-alcoholic beer, which is tapering, which is making it easy because then I'm just like, well, I'm
Okay.
still having a beer, still having that flavor, but I'm not actually technically drinking, which is
Yeah.
nice. That's why I stocked up on it. I started the month with like I had 24. Jack and I collectively had 6 of them on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I'm having 2 here today, so that's like I've got 16 left. Anyway,
And
so
you were talking about creating new D&D characters, right?
yeah, well, because I'm doing this campaign, I've got to do a new character. I think I'm gonna play the cleric.
Yeah,
I
clerics are
might
fucking rad.
I might email back and say like, yeah, I'll play the cleric. That's kind of the hope I was gonna do. And if someone else wants to be the cleric, I'll give that up as well. That's fine.
I mean, there's nothing
Um,
wrong with 2 healers in the party. If anything, that's better.
well, we have a small party, so I want to make sure like we've got a good wide range of folks with a good amount of skill sets. I definitely want. I think Tyler's down to play the rogue. I think he's agreed to do that.
Okay. Because I was thinking if you want
Which
to
I
play
think
like
is fitting.
another magic user that's pretty solid and can throw down some heals, I mean, Druid's not a bad choice. I don't know You're playing...
Oh yeah, Druid's like the nature hippie, right? So like, yeah.
Exactly. You're playing 3.5, right?
I think we're playing 5th edition.
Oh,
This time
perfect.
around
Fucking
for this
Druids.
campaign, yeah.
I know Druids like the back of my hand on this one in 5th edition. They're fucking amazing. Like, they're great spellcasters.
You play 5th these days?
Yeah, I play 5th. Yeah.
That's good, man. I played 5th when I was in college for a little bit. The mechanics are a little more user friendly than 3.5, so it's like it's better for folks to get into it. But I understand um, Chris and Elder Eric's preference to play 3.5. I think 3.5 is great. I mean, that's the one we've been playing since I was like 17.
Yeah, it's just that there's a bit more thought process and like bookkeeping to that one, whereas like 5th edition is much more mainstream and like you said, very user friendly. So
yeah, the mechanics are a little easier to get into.
yeah,
And so I'm not dogging on 5th. I liked playing 5th when I played it in college. It was a short-lived campaign because trying to get people together for a day's worth of playing is always hard because schedules conflict, and especially when it's coworkers. I was playing with coworkers at that point, so we all had to be off on a certain day. So anyhow,
plus more importantly, 5th edition has warlocks, and funny enough, I love the idea of playing a warlock. It's just a very fascinating character to work with.
No, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Circling back to we were talking about Thursday. You had your second D&D campaign of the week.
Yeah, my friend Clayton wanted to start his own campaign. We couldn't get everyone else to start the first session yet, so the few people that he could get together, we did like a one-shot campaign so he can kind of prep himself to be a dungeon master.
Yeah, I would love to DM at some point. I would first need a bigger space to do it, and two, I would need the confidence to be able to do it. I've been playing D&D for years, but I don't know if I could actually run a campaign. I think I'd be good at the role playing part, but
but it's like it's
part.
Several things you're doing at once. You're not only like world building because you're the one controlling this world and showing the characters where they're able to go and whatnot, but also throwing NPCs at them to like give them quests or give them the guidance towards what they're gonna do, and then at the same time throwing monsters at them. So yeah,
right, absolutely, yeah, and you have to account for all that and play for all the monsters and stuff and what they're doing.
Whereas like your average D&D player is just mostly gonna sweat. Okay, like how do I make the most cracked out version of what class I want to play as?
No, totally, yeah. They're just focused on class building and fighting monsters and stuff and getting treasure. Anyway, so yeah, kudos to your boy for taking that on. It's a challenging task. My friend Tyler's dad, I think, is going to be the one running this campaign, and I'm excited to see it. It'll be sweet. It'll be super fun. So let's see.
Me in my free time, I've just been like building D&D characters for possibly the fact that one of my characters in a main campaign might get killed, so I get to replace him with another character if need be.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think I have like 24 characters now.
You have 24?
Roughly. I got to go through them by one, but let's see.
You've been building a lot. Yeah, you do build a lot of characters.
Yeah, I get inspired from like various media and whatnot. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38.
You have
38 characters, and only I think 5 or 6 of them I'm using right now.
You have more than 36 characters. That's crazy.
Yes, I literally built 3 in the last week because I was inspired by both the game Faith, the Unholy Trinity, and also the book Blood Meridian. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were talking about Blood Meridian the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, I made that horrifying character, Judge Holden, into a D&D character.
I don't know who Judge Holden is. I don't know anything about Blood Meridian, but
he's an interesting character. He is the most evil, heinous character ever put together in fiction, and I was like, what the fuck would he look like as a D&D character? And I figured it out. Fucking bard fighter. Highly intelligent, master of all trade and whatnot, and also just a very vicious combatant.
Mm.
Yeah, but not barbarian level. More like vicious, but like very controlled, very calculating in his violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it so? Is Blood Meridian? Is that a book you're reading?
It's a book that I plan on reading soon. I'm getting in the mail tomorrow, and I got interested in it because there was a video, talking about Blood Meridian. I'm like, I keep hearing this book passed around, so I'm curious to see what it's actually about. I watched the video. I'm like, this sounds horrifying, but I'm also curious to read it.
I need to get back into more reading. I've got too many books I bought like last year that I haven't even really opened yet. I need to open the one I got from the British Museum. I'm going to do that this Saturday.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I figured I might as well see the video and get the basic ideas of what the plot, the themes, and the story is, because then once I read it, I can really appreciate the writing style. You know what I mean?
I feel it. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, no, that's. I mean, I would just. I understand that. I mean, like it's kind of
Yeah.
like a review of the book, right? So like
Yeah.
it helps you to get an idea of what you're getting into, and if you actually are interested in reading it, it's
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Um, what else did I, so back to Thursday. Oh my God, yeah, Thursday was eventful. So so our friend Rule came into town. He's a bass player of a band, Voodoo Caravan. Shout out Voodoo Caravan. Stream them
Yep.
on
There we
Spotify.
go.
They have one single out, but um, it's a great single. It's like psych funk if you're into that. Yeah. So he came to town. He lives like in LA, and so we met up at Jack's place first, and we were drinking, and um, then Jack was like, "Hey," his sister Haley was like, "We should meet up at a bar. Like, let's." She was gonna let us know like where she was at later, and then later comes, and Jack's like, "Okay, guys, we got to meet her at St. Stephen's Green, which is a bar in Mountain View. It's a great little bar, great little." So Jack's like stressing us out. He's already like a little up there in drinks. He's like stressing us out. He's like, we got to get over there. We got to meet her. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then like, I order the Uber, and then he's lagging. He's like, oh, don't worry, they'll wait like 5 minutes. It's like, Jack, they hate waiting 5 minutes. Stop that. Just get in the fucking Uber. Well, it was a Lyft, so just anyway, so we hopped in and we go over to St. Stephen's Green, and I kid you not, so we get there. Jack gets distracted by one of his cousins showing up and chats with him a bit, gets a drink with him. And so we're sitting at the table, and a waiter comes by, and we're like, "Well, let's just, we're gonna be here a bit, so let's order drinks." We're waiting on Haley to show up, right? Because we assume this is the bar we're supposed to meet at. And so we get a round of beers, and we order some fries too to like share for the table because we're like, oh, we could all kind of eat, like it's just good to snack if we're gonna be drinking. And so then
Yeah.
we do that. The beers show up, and the second they do, Jack comes over and he's like, "Guys, we're at the wrong bar." And we're like, "Oh," and like me and Nate just start laughing because like that's usual Jack fashion to like, you know, um, mix shit up. And so especially when he's Doc's kid. So it turns out we had to go to St. James Gate, which is a bar in Belmont, which is half an hour from Mountain View.
Huh.
But that's the usual spot we go to.
Okay.
That's the spot. So we, Jack decides to. I think it was Jack or Raul got the second lift from St. Stephen's Green up to Belmont, and so we first chug our beers, and then we're like, can we get to go boxes for the fries? And so we're eating the fries on the way in the Uber, and and then we or Lyft or whatever, right? The ride share. I don't know which app they used, which app or we used. I usually use Lyft because Uber supported Trump, and I'm not about that shit.
Mm.
Um, so we get up there, and then Jack's drinking some more, and that motherfucker gets wasted. He is like stumbling, and I think Raul was like pretty drunk too. Um, and then they're like, I guess, yeah, they're very up there. I won't go into gruesome detail, but they almost fight the karaoke guy because they do karaoke at this spot every week, right? And so like, and to be fair, the guy's particularly anal, but like, anyway, it's his show, it's his karaoke, he's running it. Um, so I guess Jack dropped his mic or something, and then the guy was pissed and like they were about to like fight him or whatever. I don't know what was going on. I was just hanging out in the
Jeez.
back, trying to sober up and try to keep an eye on both of them.
Yeah.
Um, and then so Rebel was there. Rebel showed up eventually later, and so he decided to, instead of us Ubering back all the way to Jack's place, he like decided to drive us back, which was nice. We stopped for Jack in the Box, um, and so we got back to Jack's place around like a little after 2 a.m. I got home at like 2:30, back to my place because I had work at 8:30, so I had to be up at 6:30. So I was lacking sleep on Friday, but I was
Yeah.
doing fine. I like powered through it. I had a Red Bull for the evening. So
Nice.
then Friday night, oh yeah, Friday was like a half day technically for our work, but I didn't hear about that until after I had scheduled my session. So I was like, well, I'm gonna work my day and then like I'll be off at 3. And I got held over a little bit in a session, so I got off at like 3:15. So I meet up with Kate, and then we both drive up to Petaluma because the guys are playing a show out there. We got a hotel out there, so we're staying the night. It was actually in Roner Park, um, which for the viewers' sake, that's about 2 hours from where I'm at. So it was a 2 hour drive up, and it was raining, pouring rain that Friday night. It was
Ooh.
really stormy. It wasn't the worst I've ever seen. I've driven to Petaluma once in like such bad weather. I had to follow like I could only see lights
Oh God,
ahead of
that's
me.
dude. That's where you put on the fucking sea shanties and be like, ah, these winds be blowing.
Yeah, you brave the storm.
Yep.
It's actually really scary. But it wasn't so bad this time around. I was still like kind of like who. But I was hanging out. I was hanging to the right lane, both so I could see like an actual barrier and that I can just drive a little slower and be safer. And it worked out. We
Yeah.
got there safely. Then
That's
we got to the
good.
show safely. We hung out there. The show was great. A lot of good bands played. Shout out. There was Smiling Violet, La Sombra. There was one other band I can't remember, and there was Straight Jacket, of course. They
Oh
they
yeah.
were, I guess they closed the night, and then so we got back to the hotel. We left that morning. We checked out. We went for brunch. There's this really cool little place, brunch place called Chilla Killer.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
so I had some biscuits and gravy, and then my girl had like chorizo, eggs, papas, potatoes. I mean, and
There we go.
a bunch of other stuff, like some onions in there and stuff. It was really flavorful and good. I had a bit of it, but it was a hefty plate, so she struggled to work through that. But she put a good dent in it. And then
Yeah.
we drove back. The drive back wasn't too bad. It was like an hour 45, um, back down. And then Saturday night was actually pretty uneventful. Surprisingly, I just hung out at home. I think I watched Uncut Gems for the first time,
Oh,
which
dude.
was a really big anxiety trip. I was like, oh my god, that's a really intense movie. There was like just so much. The direction it was doing was really good. It really like made you feel like on edge because like the main character feels on edge, right? So like yeah, it was great, and I was like kind of like low key sad at the end about what happens.
Yeah.
That just was like disappointing, but I was like, well, I guess it was the eventual end of his antics. But
Yeah. No, I do be like that sometimes. But tell me that that was not like the best performance you've ever seen Adam Sandler give. Like,
it's just I was watching, and I'm like, this is the same motherfucker who did Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. This is unbelievable.
this is the same motherfucker that did
Um,
Jack and Jill, bro.
oh my god, yeah, I don't even.
Yeah, we
I
fucking saw
forgot
that one
about
in
Jack.
theaters. I'm not letting you forget that one.
I'm trying to burn that out of my memory. That movie's so awful. Oh my god, but this is like I was really he's really good at playing a Boston Jew. He's like it's really good. Um,
True.
so um, oh my god, he was really impressive. It's got that one other guy who was in that Sorry to Bother You movie. I can never remember his name, and I feel bad because I really like that actor,
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield. He's in this new one called The Book of Clarence. I'm excited to
Yes.
see that.
With James McAvoy, too. Like, that's. Wow.
Yeah, I know for real.
Yeah.
I hope he keeps doing his thing. He's a great actor.
Oh, he's phenomenal. Like, he's always the best part in, like, any movie that he's in. Yeah.
He was really good in Uncut Gems too.
Yeah.
He was really good at playing this kind of like hustler guy.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
that movie was Phew, that movie was good. I was like,
Yeah.
I was also kind of like part of. This is spoilers for the audience, so if you haven't seen Uncut Gems, and excuse you if you haven't, because I haven't seen it. Came out like 2 years ago. Um,
Yeah, spoilers right now, so
so
like exit right now if
spoilers
you
right
don't want to
now.
get
So
spoiled.
go to wherever the timestamp is. When he dies at the end, it was kind of like a relief. It's like, okay, now everything's kind of finished. The anxiety's over. Don't have to worry about anything. I could breathe. I was like, really, it was a very stressful movie to watch. I was like, oh my god. But it was really well done, so I'm really impressed. Julia
Yeah.
Fox's character was interesting. Towards the end, I felt bad for her.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Because then I was like really stressed about.
she's just like in this fucking like situation with him, and
Yeah.
it's not as deep as like his, part of the situation, but like she's just in this like weird situation and just kind of getting played essentially.
No, for sure, she was getting
Yeah,
played. Yeah, that was lame to see.
yeah,
I felt very bad for her. And then it was like she was in some real danger towards the end there because of his stupid antics. But I'm glad she made it at least, or at least that's what the movie hinted at.
also the fucking
Um,
weekend was dry humping her, like Jesus Christ.
yeah, the weekend showed up playing himself. I'm like, why is he in this movie? Um, and then fucking Adam Sandler fights him.
I fucking love
Anyway,
that. It's so good.
great movie. So, excuse me. What else did I watch on Saturday night? I'm trying to remember. I think I watched something a little more uplifting after that movie, but I can't
Yeah.
recall what. It'll come to me. So Sunday was New Year's Eve. My
Yeah.
New Year's Eve was pretty eventful. I got wasted. So, um,
Nice.
so let's see. During the day, just chilled, cleaned up the apartment a little bit, and then so I met up with Kate at 5, and our friends who we were supposed to go out with bailed on us, but it kind of worked out because so Kate had we were going to the Ritz. It's a venue in San Jose because we were staying at the Hilton in San Jose,
Yeah.
and they were having emo night there, which was cool. And
Oh,
so
nice.
that was really fun. But so we were trying to order our tickets, and then I guess Kate was handling it, but then she forgot to click confirm, and
Oh
then they sold
no.
out. And
Oh.
so,
Oh
but then
no.
our friends who had gotten their tickets, Sam and Marina, right? They both bailed.
No.
Which kind of like, they were both tired. They like, I guess Sam threw it his back too on a roller coaster Saturday. They went to Great America, so um,
Okay.
anyway, so they decided to bail, so they gave us their tickets, which worked itself out, so we were able to get in. So it was like there was no worry because we were like stressing. We were like, the website says we could like get tickets to the door, but we weren't really sure. We were going to show up there early and get tickets.
Yeah.
If that was the case, but then we had them now. So we went to the hotel. First, we went to go get dinner. So, what's it? So we were gonna first go to this Korean spot. But then I guess they were closed on New Year's Eve,
Oh.
which Maps lied to me. I thought they were open, and so we went to La Vic's instead. La Victoria Taqueria.
Ooh.
We got some super burritos and some nachos. Which the nachos, I paid for those the next day.
I mean, other than that, the food sounds delicious, but damn,
The food
like,
was I mean, burritos were great. So
yeah.
that was great with Lovix. I've actually never had their super burrito. I rarely get super burritos because regular ones are just filling enough for me.
Mm.
And so we were at the hotel and we were pre-gaming. So I'd bought in these Rod and Hammer whiskey cocktails from the Vons at your guys' place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which were really good, by the way. I think I'm gonna get a case of those every time I go down.
Oh
Because
shit!
those
All
are
right.
phenomenal. They have like a whiskey margarita, they have a whiskey paloma, a whiskey mule, and a whiskey mai tai. Mai tai was the first thing I had. That was really good. It was tropical. You barely taste the whiskey, which is nice because I'm not much of a whiskey person. But I really like these pre-made cocktails. They're also very strong. I must warn you.
Oh
They're
yeah.
11% per can, so it's like two drinks pretty much. Um, and I had three of those before we left the hotel room,
Yeah.
which would have been fine if I didn't get the next two drinks I had at the bar. So we went to the Ritz, and when we got to the Ritz, I had two AMFs.
Oh damn. Damn, you
I
had
had an
two of
AMF.
those.
I had an AMF. We walked in. After that first AMF, I got a Red Bull because I forgot to bring my Red Bull from the hotel room. I was going to chug that on the way to the Ritz to stay awake. And then after the Red Bull, I got a second AMF, which that was the mistake. The first one wouldn't have been so bad, I think, but the second one, that tipped me over the edge. I was like, okay, and pretty much, I'm not proud to admit it, but there's definitely parts of the night I don't remember. There's Kate showed me video of like songs they played, videos of us. Some of it I don't remember, and so,
Jesus
um,
Christ.
but we stayed there till it was actually really cool. So they didn't just have a DJ; they had a live cover band playing a lot of classics, which was sick. And so it was super fun. It was kind of just like, I mean, it was crowded, or it got crowded eventually, but we were just hanging out, dancing, singing. It was great. It was a blast. Super fun. Would definitely do it again. Not be as drunk. And
Yeah, no. You want to remember that night this time.
no, exactly, yeah. So we were hanging out there, I think until I'm assuming about till 1 in the morning. So we got back. We went back to the hotel. And I almost forgot this part too until she reminded me. We were walking into the hotel and there was like a couple, right? There was a couple, I think, not necessarily following us, but they were like walking behind us, right? And so it was a woman and her dude, right? And so like she comes up to me, she's like, "I'm so sorry to say this, but like your man has like amazing hair." She was talking about my hair. She was like, "It's very luscious." She was complimenting it, which was like very nice. I was like, "Oh, thank you." In front of her, like 6'4", buff motherfucker. I was like, but I've also got my girl, so I was like, I didn't really, there was no harm, no foul. It was just very funny. It's very nice to hear. I've gotten compliments on the hair before. I remember like I was visiting a client in the hospital once, and I was consulting with like some staff, and one of the nurse students, whatever, was like, "I love your hair," and I'm like, "Thank you." And so,
Yeah.
and, it's just nice to have such good hair. I'm glad I've grown it out in the capacity I have. So, and then yeah, we passed out around 2 in the morning. Got up at 8 because checkout time we thought it was 10, but Kate's a silver member with Hilton, so we could have checked out at 11. But anyway, we went to go get breakfast that New Year's Day, and then we went to the beach that day, which was really nice. So we went out to
Nice.
Santa Cruz, hung out there for a few hours, got some ice cream, came back, had dinner with her parents, and that has been the last 3 weeks for me. It's been a very eventful few weeks. I saw Wonka last night,
How was that?
which suffice to say, I was pleasantly surprised. It's actually a really enjoyable movie. It's very okay. So what I didn't know going into it is it's a musical. Straight up, like the first line he says, he sings it. So
Okay.
like
So it was like a Sweeney Todd
it's
situation. Gotcha.
kind of yeah.
Because I walked into that
Yeah,
not thinking it was a fucking musical, and then I was like, well, I'm already in this fucking ride. Let's go, baby.
you're already in this bitch. No,
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd is definitely a musical. Yeah, it's a good one too. So I really enjoyed it. I think Timothy Chalamet, he did pretty well for the role. There was a couple moments I like didn't really believe him being wacky, um, but it was an interpretation of Wonka. It definitely wasn't like a prequel to Gene. He couldn't have possibly have formed into Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka, but um,
Yeah. I think with him being that age canonically in the franchise, because like since this is basically a prequel film before he becomes, the Wonka we know, like it could be excused that, he's like excited, definitely he's passionate about his craft, but he's still like timid enough where he doesn't have like his footing in the industry, but once he actually has the factory, has the confidence totally and completely, then he becomes that kind of version of Willy Wonka that we know.
maybe that's true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was funny. It was really cutesy. It felt like it came out of a Roald Dahl book, which was, I think, really the magic of it. And it actually like had some surprisingly emotional moments. I was like tearing up towards the end of the movie. I was like, God damn. I didn't expect it, but it's yeah, you really fall into it. It's a very wacky, whimsical movie.
Yeah.
I would say I was really surprisingly I was pleasantly surprised with it. So I would definitely recommend it.
Which is funny how I defend the movie just like now, because I wasn't interested at all when I heard the announcement. I was like, oh, this movie's going to be like trash. Timothy Chalamet now. And then as soon as I saw the reviews coming out, I'm like, wait, really? And then people mentioned, oh yeah, it's by the same guy that did Paddington. I'm like, wait, both Paddington films? He did this one too?
Oh yeah, well I've seen the first Paddington. I haven't seen the second one, but the first one, oh my god, it's super cute. That was so much fun. Paddington's adorable.
Yeah.
So okay, I guess it works that like this director did both those movies because he did a really good job with this one too. Is very
The consensus is that he does very, very good like family friendly films. That's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is very like a family movie. Um, it was fun. It was enjoyable. I liked a lot of the characters. I liked the people who played the other chocolatiers. They were really
Chocolate
good, really
mafia,
funny.
basically.
Yeah, the chocolate cartel they call it in the movie. Which it kind of that's interesting. It's really funny that way. They take a route of like where I guess it's these three guys who own the chocolate industry, and they don't want Wonka to open up a shop, but he's like the best chocolate maker ever. He does like these amazing chocolates, and so anyway, it's really fun, really good. Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa is great. He doesn't show up until much later, but he's really fun.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend the movie. I think it's really well done. Yeah, it's surprisingly heartfelt. You really fall for all the characters. You really love like all they do and you like their stories and stuff.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So I would definitely recommend it. Another good movie I saw this week was I saw Sideways, which I've seen before. So it's a Paul Giamatti flick. It's also got Thomas Hayden Church.
Yep.
And
it's got Sandra Oh, so.
And who?
Sandra Oh.
Oh my God, yeah, Sandra
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's great in the movie. So it's about like Paul Giamatti plays this like 8th grade English teacher who's like a depressed alcoholic, divorcee, and he's going with his friend for a week to like the Central Coast to like all these wineries. Because he loves wine. He loves drinking wine, and it's like a bachelor party thing, and they get into all these antics, and it's really funny, but also really just hard sometimes to watch. It's like kind of heavy. Paul Giamatti takes a lot of L's.
Yeah, but the ending does have like an open interpretation for like a happy ending for his character, which is nice. So,
an open hope, and I enjoyed that. It's definitely It's a great watch. And another one that I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's called Bottle Shock. So it's a movie about in 1976 there was like a Paris wine judge tasting thing, whatever you call it, where it was the first time that California wines had entered one of those, right? So for a long time, the idea was that the French had the hold on wine. They were like the best at it. They were really good at it, and at that point, California wines were viewed as like, oh, it's just a bunch of schmucks trying their hand at it and not doing so well. But they apparently, and they explain it scientifically in the movie, is that there was a vineyard, Chateau Montelena, that made the best wine. It was a 1973 Chateau Montelena that won that judgment, that beat out all the French wines in a blind tasting. And so and it was blind because they didn't want bias, right? So
yeah.
But it's a really good movie. It's got Chris Pine playing like this hippie who works at the winery under his dad, and then you got Alan Rickman who plays this British guy living in France who's like owning a wine shop and is part of some academy or some kind of thing. Really well done.
Okay, well, you had me at Chris Pine and Alan Rickman. I fucking love those two.
Yeah, that's great. Chris Pine has like long hair, which is like crazy. So that was really fun. That's a really good movie. So yeah, that's been my 3 weeks. Do you have anything else to add on your few weeks? So after like, how was your New Year's, man? What'd you do?
My New Year's, well, I started to get sick, so like I just went to bed early, hoping that I could sleep it off, and then literally woke up the next.
Midnight?
No, I didn't stay up till midnight. Now.
That's okay.
No, I saw the ball drop in New York, so like New York celebrated their fucking New Year's. So I
At
was
like
like,
9 p.m. our time, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I was just like, I'm not staying another fucking 3 hours. Just like, you're like, woo! No,
hmm
no,
Totally.
no. I didn't really do much these past few weeks, to be honest. I just kind of like lounged around, did some chores around the house. So yeah,
hmm
yeah. I
Totally.
did. I did watch two videos by Wendigoon because he makes a like long ass fucking videos, but two videos on the game Faith, the Unholy Trinity, and then the book Blood Meridian,
hmm
and both were quite fascinating. It definitely makes me want to read Blood Meridian, and definitely makes me want to play Faith, the Unholy Trinity.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, because both are like phenomenal in their themes, their storytelling, everything. Like it's good shit. But yeah, other than that, and making a few D&D characters, I have not done much, to be honest. It's kind of sad. That and also work, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, work's been. What have I been doing at work? Work's been like pretty slow this week. Yeah, it's been a pretty slow week, which has been honestly not a bad thing. Um, it's just kind of like the week after. Were you guys ramping up before the holidays or like during the holidays? I'm sure there must have been some
It
shopping.
wasn't as crazy when I was working leading up to like New Year's, and then after it was kind of like a weird situation where like it's slow in the morning but then picks up a little bit in the mid afternoon, but it just kind of falls dead around like 4:35. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like close to closing time anyway, right? So that works out.
Yeah, it does work out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and we were doing inventory too, so on top of like us not being able to stock things properly because we had to count it all, we got fucking cleared out of shit in the store. Like the full size runs like were next to nothing. Like there was maybe like smalls, mediums, and then 2XLs and 3XLs, and that was it.
Uh,
And I've never seen the beer fridge, more bare bones. Like in recent. It's incredible to see how little stock we actually have left.
oh wow.
Yeah. We're getting a new order tomorrow, I believe. So by the time I come back, which is on, I think this upcoming Sunday, yeah, then I'll see, what the beer fridge situation looks like, as well as the floor.
For sure.
Yeah.
My fridge, I got a lot of alcohol, not just from you. I got a lot of other alcohol for Christmas. So,
Yeah.
um,
I think we
there's a
paid you
stock.
back for that ham and spades with all that beer.
I think so. I mean, Dad also physically paid me for getting the hand,
Oh, well, there
but
we go.
but so I got also for Christmas from Kate's family. So from her cousin PJ and his fiance now, Portia. They gave me a salted caramel whiskey. That I'm
Ooh.
really curious to try. Actually, I might even when I can drink again, I'll bring it down the next time I'm coming down to you
You know
guys.
what
Huh?
brand it is, or?
It's like the Old Smoky or whatever it's called.
Okay. Is it Old
We've had
Forester
it.
or Old Smoky?
I don't remember. Um, it's a brand I know that we've had before. I'll let you know which one it is. But I plan on
Okay.
coming down like next month. Just for like I think 2 nights. Kate and I are gonna try to come down for after Mom's birthday to like celebrate a little bit.
Yeah.
But no. So we'll have to try that. I also got I got this boot, and then I got as stocking stuffers from Kate. I got Bailey's. I got a little bottle of Bailey's. I got a little bottle of Jaeger and a little bottle of Screwball
Ooh.
whiskey. Little can actually of 2 shots of it, and then I got some guitar picks from Kate, some custom made guitar picks, which is sick. And
There you go.
then she got me a new record player, which
Oh,
is like
nice.
awesome. So
Nice.
I'm like chilling on that. I just got to set it up. I think we're gonna do that Monday night after I make us dinner, and then
Yeah.
let's see. What else did I get? I got some shirts from her parents from when they were in Disneyland like 2 weeks before Christmas, or like a week and a half. No, 2 weeks before. And then God, what else? What else did I do? What else did I get? Um, no, that was it. I think that was all I got. It was all great. Yeah. I got a lot of alcohol for Christmas, and then I've got I got 28 beers total from you, of which I have so I have 20 beers to start off February, and then lots of more liquor.
Well, at
In a
least you don't have
vodka
to spend
bottle
money on
from
booze,
Mom and Dad.
so you're set up for a while.
I'll be saving
Yeah.
money on booze, which is good.
Yeah.
But I guess with that we'll wrap up the pod. I guess it's been an hour.
Yeah, it has been an hour. Thank you for enjoying my ramblings and Gil's interesting social life. So, we will see you in the next episode, next Thursday, hopefully.
We're recording. Well, that's gonna be your birthday. It's gonna be a birthday episode. That'll be
That is
sick.
true. That is true. Well, I'm going to make sure I cram in a lot more stuff this week, so we got something to talk about.
No, for real.
Yeah.
But this has been the 9 to 5 boys clocking out. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we will see you guys next time.
9 to 5 boys out. Klachink!